Hi, we're going to create a little toy car like this. It's got a red body and a blue top and some orange wheels that you can see here. Okay, so let's get started on that. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up Tinkercad.com. Now I'm already signed in here, but if you're not signed in, what you need to do is either log in or sign up. If you have a Tinkercad account, you can click log in. If you don't, you can click sign up. Create a personal account and just use your Google sign in. It's the easiest way to get in here. All right, and then we're going to be creating a new 3D design. This is your work plane, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to drag this ruler out onto the work plane. And I like to put it down here in the bottom left corner. This ruler is very useful, and I'll show you why in a couple minutes. Then we're going to drag the body of our car out onto our work plane. So here's the body of the car. And the first thing that we're going to do is adjust the size of it. So the depth here, we want it to be 25 millimeters. And we're going to make this 60 millimeters long. And the height, we're just going to leave it at 20. And I'm also going to adjust its position on the work plane. And this is helpful, and you'll see why when we start to put the wheels on. So for now, I'm just going to adjust this to 50. And that's just going to make my life a little bit easier later when I'm putting the wheels on. And you'll see that this 50 is actually where this face of our rectangular prism of our body is located. Now that we have the body of the car, we're going to add the blue top. And I'm just going to use one of these, which is a half of a cylinder. And what I need to do is I need to raise this up so it's 20 millimeters tall and put it right on top of my body of my car, so the red rectangular prism. To do that, I'm going to use this little cone that's right on top of the half cylinder. You'll see as I start to raise it, this number right here changes. So what I want to do is actually click on where it says 11, and I'm going to type in 20. By the way, this is the advantage of using the ruler. If I dismiss the ruler, you'll see that I can see those different measurements, but they don't all appear unless I'm hovering over something. Like, I'm not sure what this 10 means right now, but if I put the ruler back, it's helpful because I can see exactly where everything is. I know the heights and depths and everything, all the information that I can use. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of eyeball and position this where I think it belongs, and then I'm going to select both shapes by just dragging a box around them, and I'm going to use the Align tool, and the Align tool is one of our best friends. So I'm going to click on the Align tool, and I'm going to use this circle right here, which will align the two shapes so that they're in the same plane this way, and then I'm going to align them this way, and that centers the blue half cylinder right on top of my red rectangular prism. Now that I have my blue half cylinder and my red rectangular prism aligned, I'm going to group the two together. So I'm going to click and drag a box around both shapes, and I'm going to use this Align tool right here. This allows me to move both shapes as one. And once again, I'm going to use the ruler right here to position this at 50 millimeters, and that's going to be helpful when I add my wheels. So let's add our wheels. I'm going to use this tube shape, this orange tube right here, as my wheels. Now, it's a little hard to see. You can see these sort of curved arrows around here, and these are the dimensions that you can move your wheel through. And I need to rotate this 90 degrees towards the y-axis. So I'm going to select this rotational arrow, and I'm going to type 90 degrees into the number window that pops up. And that allows me to rotate this 90 degrees. You can also hand rotate these things, so you can actually, click on them and rotate them by hand. But I find it more useful to actually type in the number. Now that I have my wheel in the correct orientation, I need to make a copy of it. So I have it selected, so I'm going to do a Command C and a Command V, and now I have two wheels. And what I want to do is I want to sort of roughly place them where I think I want them to go. So, about there and about there are about where they should be in the body of the car. Now, I'm also going to align these. So I'm going to select both of them. So I select one and then I'm going to select the other. And I'm going to use the Align tool and I'm going to align them along this axis right here. Now that my wheels are aligned, I need to group them. So I'm going to select both wheels by, again, clicking and dragging a box around the wheels and then grouping them. I'm going to make a copy of them. So I'm going to use the Command C, Command V, and then I'm going to take those wheels and put them on the other side. Now I need to position both sets of wheels so that they're sort of halfway in the body of the car. To do that, I'm going to use the ruler feature here. Now we know the face right here, the plane of this face is at 50 millimeters. So I need the wheels to go into the car. So I'm going to select the wheels and I'm going to type 55 right here. And you can see that that's too far. So I'm going to try 45. And you can see that they are now halfway into the car. I need to do the same thing with this set of wheels. And we know that this is at 50 and that the car, this plane right here is at 50 and the car is 25 millimeters long, or depth of 25 millimeters. So when I position these wheels, I'm going to position them at 70. Now, we can see that my wheels and car are not exactly aligned. So what I'm going to do is click and hold and drag a box around all of the items that are on my car, and I'm going to do an align. And I really want to align them center. I don't want to align them using this one because that would just align everything on that axis. I only want them centered on this axis. I can ungroup the body and the top, and that gives me this nice blue top. And that's it. Thank you for watching.